I'm finally posting. If you're a visual person, if you're someone who wants to manifest in almost every area of their life, right? Like you want to just reinvent yourself, you want to manifest easy, fast, you are gonna make a vision board. I'm gonna make one that actually works. I'm not only gonna give you my personal proof that you're gonna look at and be like, some of these look exactly the same, but I'm also going to explain to you the science behind this and why your brain actually interprets this as your own reality. And it's going to be fun, I promise. I'm going to tell you a few things that you need to be careful for because I have not seen anyone else even talk about these things. Otherwise, you won't be able to program your mind as effectively as I did. Everything on my vision board has come true, alhamdulillah. Like all my success, verily, it comes from Allah. I first noticed vision boards worked, and this was actually unintentional. These things were actually occurring into my life based off of what I was looking at was when I was on Pinterest all the time during like quarantine, right? I was just scrolling, looking for like outfit inspo, and I specifically wanted Argyle sweaters. Now you're gonna be like, what is that? I'm gonna put up pictures here. It's like basically just a pattern, but I found these so cute. Every time I would go to the thrift store, I would find these sweaters, okay? For some reason, my brain would just focus on these pattern sweaters, so-called Argyle sweaters. Same stuff that I saw maybe a few days ago, maybe a week ago on Pinterest. That's weird. Like, what did I do to manifest that? I am selling these on Depop if you guys want it because I don't wear these anymore. They're like a size M or S maybe. And this is the scientific evidence that I found as to how we actually manifest visually. Your brain doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's fake, as in what is actually your reality. And now we have something called mirror neurons that are a type of brain cell that respond when we both perform and see an action. So when you see something and you're able to empathize with that scenario, that scene, it actually stimulates your brain. Think about it like this. If you were to see a hungry animal, right, that might make you emotional. Leading you to what, right? Cry. Like you're physically reacting based off of something that was visual, something that you saw. And this stimulation blurs the line between our own experiences and what we're seeing in our reality. So it can confuse those two. Another thing, imagination overlaps reality. The brain uses similar neural networks when we imagine experiences. For example, visualizing a physical activity. This activates our motor cortex. So to simplify that, when you expose yourself to something, you're more likely to manifest it. So number one, make a list of everything that you want to achieve within the time span of a year. But you're also going to break that down into 3 months, into 6 months, and then into a year, right? So things that would take generally 3 months to achieve, things that would take 6 months to achieve, and then ultimately the rest of them are things that you can extend into the year. I love Pinterest because you can literally find anything that you want on there, but you're gonna go on Pinterest and find photos according to your goals or whatever you want to manifest. And this is the important part. This needs to make you feel, because what did I explain about the science behind this? When you can feel, when you can empathize with a picture, when it makes you feel something, you're going to convince yourself that is in fact, your reality. You have a connection with that image. I also said things you're going to achieve. Why did I say achieve? Because most people worry about, is it realistic? Don't worry about if it's realistic. What you're putting on your image is realistic or not. Worry about it being attainable. Because realistic will always be subjective. Someone could say, okay, well, $1 million to me is realistic, right? This is something that I'm working towards and I think I could get it in a year or so. Someone else is going to say, you're not going to see that in a lifetime. You want things that you can work towards and that are attainable by that timeline, okay? So I'm not actually saying be realistic, but I'm saying things that you can actually work towards and expect those results. If that still doesn't make sense to you, let me say this. Let's say you want a car, right? Let's say you want like a Ferrari, okay? But you're starting from zero and you're going to, right, one extreme to another. Ferrari versus right now, you might not even have a car. So like I said, if the timeline is between a year, let's actually break that down. You could make the goal achieving a certain amount of money for the down payment or, a fraction of what it's going to cost to get you there. So now that I said 1 and 2, number 3 is going to be, and I've never seen anyone else do this, you need to make 2 vision boards. Yes, 2. I have one as my wallpaper, and then I have one as a physical copy. And I'm saying this because I have one, the physical copy I use as a checklist. You want to actually keep track throughout the year. What have you accomplished? Because when something does occur and you check that off, you're going to be like, I am achieving these things, right? And it's also going to keep you on track because you might make a vision board and then you might forget about it. Focus on what you have achieved rather than what you're lacking in. And as you can see, I have circles around some of these because I'm taking them off. This might be one of the most important points. Make sure that it's POV pictures, okay? Not always, but this is really going to convince you that what you're seeing, actually what you would see from your perspective, from your lens. For example, notice how I have an image looking out the window and not a picture of an airplane. Because if I were in that plane, this is what my view would look like. If I put a picture of a plane on there, then I might just start seeing airplanes. But the point of this image is what? That I would be traveling. So what would it look like if I were to travel, right? So careful with that. With cash, you want money because it's going to achieve you an item, a place. It's going to achieve you something. So put that something and not money. And I'm saying this because, for example, when I said I manifested Turkey, I didn't put money on my vision board to be able to pay for my expenses in Turkey. My expenses got covered for me when I wasn't expecting that. Now here's the fun part. I'm going to show you proof for everything that happened. I made this back in January and I'm going to start from the top. I wanted to prioritize eating healthy. So you're probably asking, girl, why do you have honey on your vision board? But let me tell you this, okay? The province that I live in, they don't sell honeycombs, okay? As you can see, this is very important. They don't sell honeycombs, aka real honey. And because honey is shifa, I was like, no, like I want the organic. And I found one store, okay? They were selling it for $16. And I was like, no. So like 2 weeks after this, okay, we're actually traveling out of our province, random trip, right? We go to a Costco there and I find actual real honey like this. In Rochero, I actually find funny because I didn't get the whole box, but my dad brought one from work, apparently that his like friend gave. This was like maybe a week or so after, and I got one Rochero. So it was like a sign from God. Also ended up manifesting this sweater, even though that was probably not my intention, but it looked too good. So I go to H&M and I find the exact color of the sweater. And these are like ones that actually hold shape like hers. Win is a win. Here, I wanted to start working out. I was ill for maybe about 2 years. I was in a diet where I couldn't eat a lot of stuff. And I just remember making dua back then too. I was like, God, like if I get my health back, I'm gonna start working out. And alhamdulillah, since then, right now I'm doing well. And so I'm not gonna put up pictures of me working out, but I'll show you this. I found these at Walmart. Okay, these are heavy. I'm not gonna lie. When I was little, apparently I dropped one of these on my foot. Because you just ever go into the aisle and then you just pick these up. Like, I'm built different. Like, this is nothing. But yeah, this is heavy. Okay, back to the video. Do you see this picture back here? Maybe like 3 weeks after I put that there, I was at the grocery store. Mind you, I always pass by there. I never noticed they had an aisle that looks exactly like this. And see these views over here? This was back in January, and I think I achieved this within a month or so. And let me tell you this was like a month after Ramadan. I made maybe 16 videos that month on TikTok, and 2 of them surpassed 1 million views. I never imagined that. When I tell you, when I put 11 million, when I put these, I was maybe getting a few thousand views. But as soon as I got a random inspiration, a random idea to change my content a bit, I started generating way more views. Now this is where I manifested the trip to Turkey. But before I get into that, do you see the content creator that I wrote there? I always knew that like obviously posting content would make you a content creator, but I didn't know I was famous. I used to like reply to DMs or comments back then, right? And people would be like, oh my god, like you replied to me. I thought we were besties. Or people would reply to me on TikTok when I'm in a comment section, they're like, oh, I didn't expect you to be here. Girl, I'll fight anyone. Even though it's not on this vision board, I made a separate board on Pinterest dedicated to that trip. I had a passport picture with the ticket thing inside, and on the way there, I got mine. I wanted to get the window seat. I got that. And then while there, I wanted to also get a blue flannel. I noticed that I saved the photo twice on Pinterest. So I was like, I sat there for a second. I'm like, I should get that. I want that. Forgot about it. For the next 2-3 days, I'm walking around in malls I've never been to. Mind you, I'm traveling in a different country. I see this pattern flannel everywhere. Everywhere. I saw it on a family member. I saw it on people online. And then I saw it in stores. So guess what I do? Got one myself. I'll put up a picture here. I also wanted to go to Cappadocia. I actually didn't even know it was possible because my relatives lived somewhere else. But on the day that we were supposed to leave, a family friend called and they were like, I can take you guys there. So we go there. And I happened to save a picture of like a cave, like those rocky mountains there. We go and explore caves. I didn't organize the event. I didn't know where we were going, but it worked out for me in my favor. This is interesting. I actually wanted a kesen. I have no idea where I can find it. This was something I actually wanted before I got on the trip, but I thought I would buy it off Etsy, which it was like $30. I find it in one of the shops in Cappadocia. Do you know how much it was? $2. And it's exactly, this is exactly what I saw on Etsy. I grew up watching Arturo. I was like, you know what? I want to ride a horse and do archery, for once at least. I didn't tell the person that I was traveling with while I was there, but they happened to take me to a place where they let you do that. I didn't pick the horse. I didn't pick the area, the arena that we were in. This is crazy specific. I also did archery, which I didn't know. I got to go to antique shops. I actually got the chance to go to Grand Bazaar. We left Istanbul early, but then we went there again. And when we first left, I thought, okay, like I'm not gonna be able to go there again, but it just happened so that we have time. So we go there back again and we go to Grand Bazaar. I had a picture on my board, which I loved a lot, but I was like, I have no idea where this is, what street this is, but ironically, we stayed at a guest the first few days in Istanbul. I didn't know these people at all. I didn't even know we were going there. The view from their apartment looked like this. That to me was super peaceful. I love the view. It was so gorgeous, guys. On the way back, I took this picture at the airport and then also getting on the plane. You can't tell me that doesn't look exactly the same. It's crazy. Now, again, if I go to the bottom, you can see those Vela packages in the back. I wanted to get more than just one or two because that's what I've always done in the past. I have more. I wanted like a collection, okay? 2 weeks ago, they restocked every color I wanted to get. And they had like 2 prints that they didn't restock in 2 years, 1 or 2 years. I was able to get that. Anyone who buys from Vela knows it's like getting a Birkin, okay? It's expensive. You can only get it if it's in restock, which is like every other month. A few more clothes here. I wanted long sleeves, specifically like a beige and a black, and I should have a picture of that. That's actually from Turkey. It's always so hard for me to find jeans that actually fit at the waist and lengthwise because I'm built like petite. And so the last time I got jeans was like a year ago, and I naturally found these, and I'm still waiting on the clear skin. No, I'm joking though. I mean, it's not too bad. It used to be worse. So all of that, but like I said, most of what I looked at was from my wallpaper. I'm gonna say this as a general tip because it's not a written rule. Don't focus on it like every other second, okay? You want it to be in front of your eye, but not like, you know, where is it? Where is it? When is it coming? Like I said in my last video as well, hafta trust, let it flow and let things come to you. Like I said, half of these opportunities I didn't know were gonna happen and I didn't plan, yet they still happened. When you drop resistance, it comes to you so fast. Someone DM'd me from my last video and said they started seeing Porsches because they were trying to use the method that I said, and they said they started seeing Porsches. So if you guys pull up in a Bugatti, a Ferrari, you know where I'm at. But anyways, now that I'm back from my trip, I can post so much more freely, so expect the videos. I have a few video ideas because you guys have been asking me. I could do how would I manifest 200,000 views on my first video with 10k subs, or how to actually have tewakkul and have your duas come true and really fast. And thank you to everyone who DM'd me saying they tried the butterfly method, which a lot of you did. You took what I said and you got results. So with this vision board video, I expect the DMs.